All right, so I don't know if you guys realize this, but over the last few years, I've taken the opportunity to create a different taco every Tuesday. I love tacos, I love the shape of it, I love everything about a taco, and I love every type of cuisine. So combining a different type of cuisine and making it in and interpreting it in the form of a taco is something I love doing as like an artistic expression that, you know, I get to eat later. What I thought would be cool was to show you guys kind of how I arrive at a taco creation, breaking down the different elements to create what a taco is. And that's what I'm doing today. We're gonna go to JOLLIBEE, which is an incredible fast food restaurant here in LA. It's like a Filipino kind of style food. There's fried chicken. There's a lot of different awesome stuff. There's also a thing called street spaghetti, which is like a sweet spaghetti. So I'm gonna go and test that stuff and see if by eating all these different food items and breaking down different elements, I can create a JOLLIBEE inspired taco. I get a 3-piece? 3-piece?
With chicken?
Chicken, yeah?
Sorry. With one side or 2 sides?
One side. All right. Smells hype. So right off the bat, from the research that I was doing, I thought it was gonna be like a yellow cheese. It's more of like a white cheese, which I find interesting, but I don't even know what kind of cheese it is. It's definitely not mozzarella. It looks like it's maybe like a sharp cheddar. You gotta hear this crunch. You ready for this? Yeah. This is a little crunchier, so I think there's maybe potato starch in it, which I'm not mad at. I think that's a great call. Super juicy, super tender. When I make the taco shells, I usually use breasts because it's more surface area. So I'm gonna do that. And now, the sweet spaghetti. This is where things kind of get interesting. Now, upon doing research in this sweet spaghetti, there's banana ketchup or regular ketchup, sugar, there's hot dogs in here, and then it's made with ground pork as well. And then the whole thing is topped off in some sort of a cheese. It's really good. And then I think it's like a Laguanisa, is that how you pronounce it? Laguanisa sausage? Longanisa sausage, which is like that red sausage. Fried chicken taco shell, stuffed with spaghetti, topped in the sweet spaghetti sauce and cheese. I think that's a good taco. It's gonna look friggin' awesome. And if I get this type of crunch and this type of sweetness, it's gonna taste awesome too. I'm gonna go shop for those ingredients and then head back to the kitchen and see if this works. All right, so I'm back in the kitchen. We did a little shopping at Seafood City. Like I was saying before, this taco is gonna go as followed. We're gonna use fried chicken to make the taco shell. Then I'm gonna fill it with some sweet street spaghetti. Got some chicken, we got some ground pork, some red hot dogs, some Spam, which upon doing my research, it said minced ham. And I was like, what's the difference between minced ham and ground pork? Because, you know, ground meat is usually considered mince. While I was eating the sweet spaghetti, we found hot dogs in it, but then I saw that there was little cubed something or other, and it made me realize, yeah, it's cubed Spam. So we have 3 different types of meat over here, just to review: ground pork, red hot dogs, and some Spam. This is gonna be the meat base for the sweet spaghetti sauce, but there's more. Oh, there's more. Banana ketchup, which I thought was made with banana peppers, but actually is made with bananas, which obviously gives it that sweetness. Some tomato sauce, some tomato paste, and some MSG, which, contrary to popular belief, very delicious. MSG is a seasoning that enhances the umami taste in all your dishes. So we're gonna make all this stuff. We're gonna add onions, garlic as well. Essentially making like I guess you can call it a Filipino style tomato sauce, which is the street spaghetti tomato sauce. I'm gonna pound out the chicken, marinate it, set it aside, and while it marinates, I'll make the sauce. I'm gonna make 3 different dredging stations here. Actually, 2 different dredging stations and 1 marination station. So for the brine, I'm gonna add some water. I'm gonna use some garlic powder, hit it with some salt. Basically, this is just gonna kind of start breaking down the chicken, make it extra tender. Now, some enhancements. Shout out to MSG for real. And I ain't talking about where the Knicks play. You know, a little bit goes a long way. For the dredging stations, we're gonna combine 1 with milk and eggs. That's gonna be the wet dredge, and then 1 with cornstarch and flour. Some milk, we're gonna eye it out. Crack a couple eggs in here. Obviously hit it with some salt and pepper. You need to season every step. Every layer needs to have flavor in it. And then for the last one, flour and cornstarch is gonna give it that super terrific crispy happy hour situation. If anyone is out there who has opened and tried to measure out cornstarch without spilling it like this, DM me please. We're going in with the flavors, guys. We got onion powder, garlic powder, 5 spice. Oh yeah, that's a secret I didn't know about. This is what it says on the packet. It's a blend of 5 spices used in Chinese cuisine. Add spicy sweet flavors to stir fries and roasted meats, as well as spices, cakes, cookies, and tacos made out of JOLLIBEE. So more MSG. Okay, so all this gets put aside, and before we do the actual dredging, which is gonna be right before we actually fry, we gotta bang out the chicken, flatten it, so that it can be wrapped around a taco mold and made into a taco shell. So I'm gonna open it up just at the top over here, just so that it's a little bit more conducive. Was it with you that I did this whole thing and then I took the tray and smashed it and it worked once? Yeah. Fuck. Where were you 10 minutes ago? That works so much better than the mallet. So into the brine it goes for roughly 30 minutes. So I have all these different meats. We got the red hot dogs, we got the ground pork, we got the Spam. I'm gonna prep these and the onion and the garlic. And we're gonna start just combining everything inside this pot, let that sit aside, and then we'll get onto the chicken, obviously. Spam is one of those things that has the worst reputation, and I don't think it should. Yeah, it's gelatinous meat in a can, but used properly, very delicious. All right, so the sauce begins like most sauces, sauteing some onions and garlic. Goes a little bit of ground pork action. Brown this all together. I'm gonna add all the other ingredients as well. I'm gonna add some tomato paste for thickness, sweetness, and obviously color. A little tomato sauce action. This is gonna be the base. A little bit of banana ketchup, more sweetness. Now obviously it's ketchup, right? So it doesn't come out properly. Now we're getting somewhere. Holy cow, this looks good. And it's supposed to be sweet, right? This is sweet spaghetti. I'm gonna add brown sugar instead of white sugar because it's gonna add more richness, but also deepen the red color. Okay, so the color, definitely on point. The smell, also definitely on point. This has to simmer, okay? And while it simmers, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna make some fried chicken. Okay guys, so it's time to get that chicken out of the brine. We're gonna start dredging it and ultimately deep fry it. If you've been a long-time viewer via YouTube or Instagram, Snapchat, you know what these are. These are my DIY deep frying taco shell creators. That's a patent pending trademark name. It's a working title. In for a double dredge. We have our chicken here, fold it over. As long as we end up with like this shape and this look, which will ultimately fold over properly and fry just like this, we're good. Make the last minute check, make sure everything is even, and we have liftoff. Now don't worry about the top here. I'm gonna flip it over in a few seconds once the beginning or the first half gets cooked. So when it comes to boneless chicken, my rule of thumb is 5 minutes in the deep fryer at 375 Fahrenheit. No matter what you coat it in. Ooh, this chicken is looking crispy. We got golden brownness, it looks awesome. Only got 2 more to make. We have all of our elements here. We have our plain spaghetti. We have our super red and flavorful sweet spaghetti sauce with all sorts of goodness in there. And we have our fried chicken taco shell. Inside this goes some plain pasta, right? Place this in. Ouch, that's hot. Like straight up regular, just like as is, I'd slap it, I'd hit it, I'd handle it. It's a shot, you know. Just kidding. Now on top of this, some of this, oh man, this is insane right here, okay? A little bit of this sweet spaghetti sauce. One last thing to do here to really make this the street spaghetti, and that's adding some cheese on top. All right, guys, well, here we have it. This is the JOLLIBEE inspired taco. We got a JOLLIBEE Chicken Joy fried chicken tortilla or taco shell, some regular spaghetti, and some sweet spaghetti sauce on top with some cheese. All of these things individually, like independent of one another, are amazing. The fried chicken is super juicy. It's got super amazing crunch to it. Plus, adding that 5 spice to it changed all my fried chicken desires. Like anytime I make fried chicken moving forward, I'm 100% adding Chinese 5 spice. Then it gets a little interesting because the sweet spaghetti sauce has so many elements in it. How do we attack this even? I'm just gonna go in from like a diagonal, if you will. Look, obviously it's carb heavy, or should I say carb heaven. Sorry, I won't do that again. The fried chicken is next level. It's amazing. The spaghetti, boring until you put the sweet spaghetti sauce on top. It's got so much tang, okay? It's got so much sweetness. It is unlike any spaghetti sauce you probably have ever had, and it's amazing. And I have 2 more, plus so much more fried chicken. I don't even know if you could see it back here. You probably could, it's right there. There's less now. We've eaten so much of it. Hope you guys enjoyed this journey. I hope you like this new kind of idea I have going on where we go out into the wild, figure out some taco inspirations, come back to the kitchen and bang it out to create a different taco you maybe never thought existed. Leave a comment down below giving me some taco suggestions. Hit that sub button, turn on notifications. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you want to become a recipe champion in your own home, head over to recipechampions.com for all my published recipes. You can learn how to make crazy things like Fruity Pebbles cheesecakes or even an Eggs Benedict burrito. Go check it out and learn how to turn yourself into a recipe champion.